Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are super excited to be here and super excited for you guys to be here. We're here today to do the official launch of vcita's new scheduler's design. This is a project that we have been working on for a long time. And let me tell you guys, this has been a long time coming. I know many of you have requested us to refresh our scheduler's look and feel, and we have consulted with lots of experts. We have a team of experienced designers and developers working on the final scheduler design we are going to show you this evening. Again, we are super excited to get your feedback. We're here, we're going to do a demo, and then at the end, we're going to leave some time for your excellent questions and answers. I always like to tell this story how when I was a kid and I went to school, my mom never asked me, oh, what did you learn at school today? It was always, which questions did you ask today? Because that's questions, learning is all about questions, asking the right questions, getting the information you need. So please, guys, don't be shy. Use the comment area for this post to post your questions, share your comments. Don't be shy. Even just say hi, like give me a virtual high five or something. Share an emoji. Let us know that you're there and you're listening. Here with us today is Noa Gur, who is product manager here at vcita. Product manager is a really interesting job because what you get to do as product manager is build the roadmap for a feature. So Noah's job is actually to oversee the team and the development that does the vcita scheduler, which is a very, kind of a core feature for vcita that many of you use on a daily basis. So she collects all the feedback, whether it comes through our user Facebook group. By the way, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, please go ahead and join right after this session. It's recently been rebranded. So it used to be called vcita New Features, and it is now called VHub, the vcita user community. So if you're not already a member of that group, please go ahead and join that. We give sneak peeks into upcoming features and just lots of, kind of fun tidbits and best practices for using vcita. So that's kind of one source of feedback that we use. We also get a lot of feedback through our support channels and just all different kind of places. All of that kind of ends up on Noah's desk, and she is able then to evaluate and say, okay, this is a feature that a lot of users are really interested in and really will benefit from. So, this is obviously something that we need to prioritize. Sometimes some features are quick wins, so we can, develop and test and release these features in a short matter of time. Obviously that's something we try to do fast, and sometimes some features take a little bit longer. Some features have some dependencies, so maybe there's a third party involved. These are all considerations that Noah has to make on a daily basis. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Noa Gur, who is online with us today. Noah, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Hello.
Hello. The floor is yours. I'm going to hand you the virtual microphone.
I'm gonna take it from here. Thank you, Racheli. Hi, everyone. I'm super excited. As you already heard from Racheli, I'm Noah. I'm the product manager here at vcita. I'm super excited to be here and share the scheduler's new look. I hope that everyone have been waiting for it as much as we did. We have been working on this new design for almost half a year now, so I'm really happy to share, finally be able to share it with you guys. One of the most important things that we kept in mind while working on the new design is creating a smooth and easy experience for your customers. The new design is built to create seamless booking experience and to help your business and brand look super sharp. So without further ado, I will just share the new look. So give me one sec. I will just share my screen.
Yep, we should be seeing your screen in just a second.
Wow. All right. You see my screen?
And here it is.
Great. All right. So this is my business, Rachel's business, my green life. So let's click on book now and go to the new scheduler. Wait a second. Boom. So this is the new service menu. This is an entirely new service menu. As you can see here, there's a lot of new things here. One, you can see that your brand color is very, very highlighted. The service images are very, very highlighted as well. You can see it very clear on the screen. It's very different than what you had in the old scheduler. This title is totally customizable. Here you can see we customize it for this specific business. One new feature that you need to know is if the service has a description, doesn't matter how long it is, once your client will click on the service, you will see the description in this new animation. So it's very, very nice, and make sure that they will see the description. Before I move on to choose the date and the time, anything you want to say about this screen?
Yeah, absolutely. So you are probably all familiar with the service menu. This is probably one of the first things you did when you joined vcita, when you were setting up your account. One of the first things you probably did was set up your service menu. So there's a few kind of tips I can give you today to help you improve your service menu from a marketing perspective. So the first thing you have to kind of keep in mind is that you haven't really, scored that business yet. So the person that's looking at the service menu at this point in time is someone that either clicked on a button on your website widget or clicked on a link you shared via email or social media. It doesn't really matter where. The idea is that this is someone that is interested in your business, kind of, already has the intent of buying something or making a booking. They haven't done it yet. So you have to treat this as marketing real estate. You have to give the additional information that the person looking at the screen needs to go ahead and make that booking, make that purchase. So something you have to keep in mind is the naming of your services. You can keep it original, but you also have to keep it informative. You have to keep in mind that the names are going to be displayed together. So you might want to consider, okay, are they all uppercase? Are they all lowercase? Just try and keep it sort of solid. If you want to, be a little bit funky or creative with a certain name, you should try and make them all aligned so they have the same style. The same goes with the description. The description should be short, informative. You can make them informal. You can make them fun. What's important is to keep using language that drives to action. So it's not only about describing the service. You should also try and use words like, check out or join me, or, if it's an event, you can use words like attend. Try and use language that drives to action, that it's not only about being passive, a person sitting in the chair and reading your description, but more of an invitation, like you're really trying to push them to go ahead and make that purchase or place that booking. So the description is important, and so are the images. The images you can choose either.
Wow.
The images are major, because people say, you eat with your eyes. You buy with your eyes. The visuals are so important here, and that was a major guideline when sort of developing the concept for this new design and the new look of the scheduler. And this is something that is now in your hands. When it comes to choosing the images for your service menu, you can either choose them from vcita's royalty-free photo library, where the images are sort of categorized by different business categories, and you can browse through them and choose the images you want. This is completely free. You don't have to worry about, copyright or any kind of, anything like that. Or you can upload your own images from your computer. If you do that, just make sure that the images are, in the right size and that the resolution is good enough. You want the images to work together. So if you're having like a black and white image or a colorful image, try and make them sort of speak the same language. So you have some sort of theme that is sort of continuous throughout your entire service menu. And just one last tip for today is with the categories. So as you can see, in this case, we had, I'm just going to bring the screen back up for a second. There were two categories here. There were the treatments. It's a Chinese medicine kind of business. So there were the treatments, and then there were workshops. So this is just also a way, if you have a long list of services, you can use categories to help your customers find what they want quickly. They can collapse and open these categories so they can quickly navigate your service menu and find the service that they're interested in. So
yeah. But by the way, Rachel, if you have a lot of categories, you can also put setting in your vcita that you want that all the services will be collapsed, all the categories will be collapsed. So this is also a good point.
Yeah, these are all things to consider. And this is definitely an area of vcita that is worth taking the time to explore and customize, because again, this is your storefront. This is where people come to learn about the services you provide. So you really want to take that extra time to sort of think it through, make sure you're happy with your services, naming, description, images, if they're, categories, and so on.
Yeah. By the way, images are very important, not only on the service menu. You will see it when I progress in the flow. So Racheli, are you done? Can I continue?
Yes, please go ahead.
Great, thank you. All right, so I will book this service. And as you can see now, I will choose the service provider. This service is provided by 2 different staff members. As you can see here on the right, as a client, I will see all the booking summary as I go, as I go on the flow. I can see all the details that are added on the right. This is the image. Again, image is super important and gives the entire experience. So here, the client will choose a date and a time. If you can see here, dates that are not available will be grayed out. And we have additional new feature. If you have a lot of time slots and you don't want to show all the time slots all at once, you can use the new feature that separates the time slots into day part filters. You have morning, afternoon, and evening. What's more interesting about this feature is if your client wishes to find a morning slots, then he can just, or an afternoon for this example, once he will swipe between different dates, the filter will stay. So if I want to look at a slot at the afternoon, I can just, swipe between dates and find the time that is right for me. So I will click on one slot. As you can see, again, it added on the right, and click on continue. So the next page is where the client will need to first fill his details. For this scenario, I'm a new customer, so I will need to fill out my details. So then business will have all my details. So this is this part. And if you can see here, for this specific service, I also added intake fields that are important for this specific service. For example, if I'm taking any medication, if I have any allergies, and COVID-19, we cannot ignore it. So here I can just, indicate if I experience any symptoms or not. So this is also very important for the business. Everything you had in the old scheduler, your booking policy, I'm sorry, and you can ask your customer to read and accept your terms and agreement license. I will fill in the details so we can continue. And Racheli, you have anything while I'm filling the details to advise here on a marketing point of view?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm happy to give you guys some best practices that we've seen for businesses that work with vcita. So the first, the kind of general best practice that every marketer will tell you is you want to try and keep your forms short, because this is, you don't want the person to spend too much time. They're already in buying mode. They're ready to make that order, place the order or make the booking. You don't want to sort of like drag out this moment and lose the momentum. So you want to keep it short, but you might also want to use this opportunity to gather information that is useful for your business. So right now, we have to address the elephant in the room. A lot of businesses are sort of figuring out how to deal with COVID, how to reopen, after some possible downtime. So you might need, depending on where you live, you might actually by law be obligated to ask some questions about the client's health, if they're experiencing any symptoms, or make them fill out like a little checkbox, which is more of like a health declaration. So that's kind of something that you might want to consider, even if it's just temporary. Some things you might want to consider long-term are also, just general marketing information that can help you understand where the customers are coming from. So if you're running campaigns, say on social media or email campaigns, you might want to ask people, where did you hear about my business? Where did you hear about us? Did you hear about us via Facebook or maybe, on the radio? Just depends on what your marketing channels are. So that's really useful information for you as a business because it helps you understand which marketing channels are really bringing in the business. Another field you might want to consider, and this is just like a little bit of a, cute customer service related tip. You can also create a field to collect people's birthdays. So I know that sounds a little counterintuitive. So yeah, you might say like, oh, I'm booking a massage. Why do you have to know my birthday at this point? But as a business, collecting your customer's birthday actually allows you to send them automated birthday greetings. So a birthday card on their birthday, maybe some sort of coupon. You can actually do this from within vcita, from the automated campaigns feature. So this is something that is actually really great for a business because it helps you generate repeat business. This is someone that might come for a massage today, and then kind of, forget about your business or, not book anything for a while. But then suddenly, boom, their birthday comes around. They get a gift card from you with, I don't know, whatever, 20% off for their next booking. And you know what? Oh, it's their birthday. They'll treat themselves to a massage. So that's just your idea of a field that you can go ahead and add to your intake form.
Cool. Thanks, Rachel. So before I confirm the booking, again, I can take a look at all the booking summary and see that everything is right. By the way, if this service had required online payment, so the next step of the flow will be obviously to pay for it. So this is not an online payment service, so I will just click on confirm the booking. And that is it. This is my massage, Racheli, not yours.
Yeah, I know. I'm super pumped for this massage.
All right. So once your client has finished booking, you will get a booking confirmation message. It's very clear that the booking is confirmed for this case. Here, you will see a message from you. This message is totally customizable on a business level or on a service level if you have a premium account. Let me just show you, by the way, how the experience will look like for our returning client. So let's assume I want to book another massage. Yeah, I earned it.
Yeah, no, I think we're going overboard here.
All right, so I will book another massage. I will choose Anna. Tomorrow. Oh, and that is it. If I'm already logged in to the client portal and I'm a returning customer, so I will see here an indication that I'm logged in as. I can log out if I want to register on a different name. And the only thing I will need to add are just re-answer the intake fields, and that is it. So this is a super quick flow for returning customers. So this is, let's say, the simple scheduler flow. If we have more time, which I assume we do, I want to show you also a new flow. It's not actually new, but it's, let's say, we definitely made it better, which is the event invitation flow.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. So this was a little bit of a spoiler on our part, because this is the event invitation page that we send you to this specific live event. Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
But what we had in mind for event invitation is that your client should have a very pretty and promotional landing page for your event. So they will be able to see the event name, the event description, the date, the time, the service provider, if it requires payment, where it will be located before they even start, filling the details. So this is the landing page. It's totally new. Rachel, any marketing tip before I go on?
Yeah, sure. I mean, events are great. Events, I think, some businesses have been running events since.
Especially now.
But yeah, now more than ever, I feel like so many businesses have sort of pivoted into these online group event mode, which is actually a really great move. It's a great natural thing to do when you're limited with your ability to see people face to face. So a good example for a good use of this feature is actually doing a Facebook Live session like we're doing here today. So we've seen lots of businesses that haven't really experimented with a platform like Facebook Live in the past going and, jumping right into the water around the COVID time, because Facebook Live is a great free platform for you to reach your audience and create some sort of an engagement. Even if you're limited with your ability to meet them face to face or to sell your services, you can still keep those relationships going and, not let that momentum die out by using Facebook Live to do regular, if it's weekly or monthly broadcasts, and just kind of share tips. You can do anything with Facebook Live. You can talk about, share some professional information or give tips or do some sort of webinar. And what you can use vcita for is actually manage the registration, just like we did for this event. So Facebook Live currently only gives you the platform to do the live broadcast. It doesn't currently allow you to do any kind of registration management. So you can use vcita as sort of like a framework for Facebook Live. You can invite people via vcita, send out a campaign with a link, and manage the registration. So see how many people are registering and, kind of check out who they are. Send them the reminders an hour before or 15 minutes before, just like you received for this event if you registered. So that's a really good use case for using, vcita events for Facebook Live. Same applies to webinars. Even if you're using a different platform like Zoom to do the actual broadcast, you can still use vcita as the framework. You can still use vcita to manage the registration, the reminders, the follow-up. All that stuff is super important, and that's what can really determine whether, the broadcast is successful for you as a business or not. And, it can also be, the same logic can really be applied to physical events. It's so easy to manage registrations via vcita.
Totally.
Especially, unfortunately, during these challenging times, so many businesses are actually forced to sort of have a very detailed documentation of all the people that come and go through their physical location, whether you're running a store or a clinic or, any type of business, really. You probably still have to keep some sort of record of people that came and went from your location. And vcita helps you do this. You can get people to schedule a meeting or even just a visit through vcita. And that way, at any given time, you can take a look back at a particular date, see, who was in your clinic, who you came in contact with. This is actually something that can help keep you and your team and your customers safe. So that's something you might want to consider as well.
Cool. Thanks, Rachel. So once I will click on register now on this landing page, the only thing your customer will need to do is just, again, like we saw before, fill those details, pay if it is required payment, and that is it. This is a very, very simple and short flow. And if you ask me, it also looks great. So this is it, I think, on my part. I will just, stop sharing.
So we're going to, we have a whole lot of questions, guys. I'm really happy you took time to share your questions with us today. I really hope we can make it to kind of cover everything. And then again, if we don't, do not worry, we will reach out to you in person and make sure you get the answers you need. So let's start. This is actually an excellent question. Some people are wondering what this experience will look like on mobile. So that's actually something that would be good to see on screen.
Oh, okay. So I will share my screen with you again.
Yeah. Mobile is interesting because I feel like, so many of your business's customers are probably actually going through this flow. As a business owner, you might spend a lot of time in front of your in your desktop environment, but the average customer is probably doing so many of these flows on their mobile phone. So it is important to kind of keep in mind what these experiences look like from a mobile perspective.
Yeah, sure. Give me a sec. Just simulating mobile, so.
Yeah, this is actually a demo of mobile on a desktop, which is, interesting.
Yeah, all right. So one thing that, again, it's important for me to mention is that we were really focusing on the mobile experience once we designed the new scheduler, because we took into account that the clients will want to schedule on the go from their mobile. So we do understand that most of them will schedule with you via their mobile. So you will see it's not a different experience, but it's very, very customized for mobile. So again, the service menu, as you can see here, totally responsive. I can see the header, everything we saw before. The only thing that maybe is a bit different than the desktop experience is if this service has a description like we saw before, then once I will click on the service, I will be forwarded to a new service description page. By the way, you will also see this page when you will get to this service via direct link. So if the service has a description, I will see the description here, the image, as we said before, and I will book this service. So I will choose the service provider like we saw before. Cool, choose date and the time. And voila, as you saw before. So let me just give a second to answer the questions.
Whoop, you got to get the check.
Yeah. Now, I hope I can check it. Okay, continue. Okay, so this is also a new page. In the mobile experience, you actually, before you confirm the booking, it's like I said before, it's very important for us that your client will see all the details before he will confirm the booking, the date he chose, everything, that the name of the service, everything before he confirms, in order to avoid just redundant cancellations and no-shows. So this is, again, I will confirm my booking and I will get this message. So as you can see, this is totally responsive for mobile, and the experience is very, very good for my taste.
No, it looks great. It's super seamless, and I like. Yeah, I love that it's just, it's a very visual experience. I mean, so many of the features are still the same, but everything just looks better. It's so much, when it comes to consumer behavior, so much about, is this person going to end up buying from me or not? Is it going to become a paying customer? It really comes down to the experience, you're able to provide as a business. So yeah, having this like super experience, it really, it definitely goes a long way.
And you can see the impact of the branding colors and the image. It's totally changed the experience that you had before, which was great.
Yeah, and I think something to also bear in mind is that everything we just saw is highly customizable. So the color, the text, the flow, it is so, there is, you as a business have so much of an impact on what this experience looks like. And it's really comes down to taking the time to sort of sit in front of your vcita account, sort of walk through the steps and think about what experience would be best for your target audience. So we have a couple more questions coming in. Someone just asked, what will, we covered group events already, so that's great. We're one down. Someone wants to know that, so they don't have a menu, they don't use the service menu, they just use a direct link to a particular service. So I think you just showed that to us.
Yeah.
The mobile experience. So I think we're pretty good there too. Guys, again, if there's anything that isn't 100% clear and you would like someone to sort of just, walk you through the process or send you a link to an article that you can read, in the comment area, you'll also see a link to our contact us form. So when you fill out that form, your question goes directly to our support team. So if you have like if you'd like someone to troubleshoot with you, or even just give you guidance and help you understand how to use your vcita account, go ahead and fill out that form, and you'll have a one-on-one email response from someone that will help you, figure things out. So that's something to keep in mind too, even if we can't, reach your question throughout this session. Here's a good question. Has the pricing changed? So yes, so show me the money. The pricing has not changed. This the new design, it will become available to all vcita users who have the schedule. So that's all plans with no additional cost. So that's, yeah, absolutely no difference in pricing. Another question coming in is, are all the old features still supported? That's a good one.
Wow. Okay. So obviously the answer is yes. We did not obsolete any old feature. The new scheduler supports all the features, all the different flows, everything you had before. The only thing that will change, there are new features and the look and feel is different. Everything other than that is totally seamless. You do not have to make any change on your account. You don't have to change your settings. You don't have to do anything. Once you will get the new scheduler, you will just see an entirely new experience and you don't have to do anything.
Okay, so thanks. That covers it. We have questions coming through. Again, I just want to make sure that everyone's clear on this, that if we do not have a chance to answer your question during the live broadcast, we will be reaching out to you in person. So please bear with us. We hope to reach everybody, but I just see these questions coming in. So someone else wants to know, can you walk us through the event feature? Okay, so I assume you mean setting up the event, which is a great question. I don't think we have time to do another demo of the setup flow, and we don't have the demo ready, at this point. But it's a pretty easy process to go through. So what I would suggest is to use the link in the link that was posted in the comments area. Fill out the form. Just let a support agent know that you would like someone to help you understand how to use vcita to manage registration for events, and they'll and then they can either just send you some information or a link to an article that will walk you through the process. So that's probably the best way to go.
It's super easy, and there is also an article for that, so no problem.
Awesome. So you guys should be good with that. Someone is asking about the WordPress plugin.
Definitely. Yes. Everything.
Okay. No yes, problem. The WordPress plugin is, so we're good. We're good.
No worries.
So this is a good question. How are we streaming the live? Which app are we using? So we used mentioned. Yeah. Good question. Good question. So for the registration, we used vcita. So we actually gave you guys a little bit of a spoiler. We used vcita to do the registration and send you the reminders and send you, all that. And to do the actual broadcast, we're using a really cool tool called StreamYard. They're not paying me anything to say this, so I'm completely unbiased when I say that, as a marketer, this is a tool that I actually really highly recommend that you guys use if you're doing Facebook Live, because it gives you everything, all the kind of on-screen options, how you see there's the this is called the bottom third, the banner on the bottom with the questions and the logo on the top, and the ability to sort of split your screen and control the display. So yeah, StreamYard, great app, highly recommended. So yeah, hope that's hope you find it. Here we have a question.
I'm calling them.
Call them now. I want commission on that, guys.
You will get it.
We have a question about time zones. So Noah, do you want to take this one?
What is the best way to present them in the calendar, in the scheduler, you mean? I'm not sure I understand the question.
So can you explain in general how time zones work with vcita? Because I know we're obviously in a different time zone. So this is actually something that happened to me when I was setting up the event. I was busy calculating. I was wait a second, I sent it for 2 o'clock, but then what time is it here? What time is it there? So maybe just give a brief explanation of how time zones work within vcita.
Sure. So in the vcita, you have the option to define your time zone, or if you have staff members, so each staff member can have a different time zone. You can also have the ability to define you are a local business, so everything that is related to time zone will not be seen on your application nor the scheduler. So let's assume my business is Israel time zone, and my client, let's assume I have a global business and my client is in Spain. Okay, so once he will open the scheduler, you will see the time slots under his time zone, Spain time zone. You will have the ability to change it if he wants, for example, to see when will be the appointment on the Israel time zone, but he will see it on his time zone. So the business and the client, even if they are on a different time zone, everyone will see the appointment in their calendars as well under their time zone. And in the scheduler, you have the option to change it if they want, just for a display. I hope it covers the question. Time zone are very complicated thing. Even not as a system, it's hard to understand it. But no worries, time zone are totally covered. Also, not only in vcita but also in the new scheduler.
Awesome. So that's good to know. Thank you for that comprehensive answer. Someone else is asking when they will have access to the new look in their account.
In general?
When will I have the new look? So if you're referring to the new look of vcita's scheduler, we do have an answer for you.
Yeah. So like Rachel mentioned before, we are rolling the new scheduler very gradually. In the next couple of weeks, you will all get it. But we are now, just dripping. So it will take a few days, but eventually you will all have it.
Yeah, awesome. So that's that's obviously I'm sure some people are pretty excited about it and eager to know when they will have it in their account. So I think what we'll do is once we have rolled out to 100% of all vcita accounts within the coming weeks, we will send all of you guys an announcement just to let you know that the new scheduler is up and running in your account, and we'll also give you instructions on how you can go ahead and preview it. Something kind of fun that I didn't want to really, spoiler during this session, but because, we've already brought it up, I will address it real quick, is that once the new scheduler goes live with all vcita accounts, we will be holding a vcita service menu competition.
Wow.
Yay! So we will ask you guys to send you either a screenshot or a link to your service menus, and we will choose the service menus that we find are the most beautiful and creative and compelling. And it's just a great opportunity for you guys to win a fun prize and get some publicity, because we will be posting the winners, obviously. So more about that later. Just again,
and get yourself a pretty service menu. Wow.
Yeah.
Now you have the chance to do so. Cool.
Chance to improve your service menu that will help you generate more business and win a fun prize from vcita, which is always nice. So more about that. Just again, I'm just repeating that it will, once we have rolled out the new scheduler to all accounts, you will be notified. You will be given information that will help you kind of preview it and see what it looks like for your customers, so you know what kind of experience your customers are getting. And of course, we will provide more information about our very fun service menu competition. So that's just around the corner, guys. I see we have some more questions here. So we already answered the one about when will we have the new look. I see someone here is asking about embedding services on their website. So I guess I'm assuming that what they mean here is it possible to embed a link to a particular service?
Let me see. Can this be embedded on that? Yes. You can use either you can implement. By the way, you can go to vcita. You have the online presence. You have all the information you need. How to implement, how to use widgets, how to use just HTML code. You have so much options to use vcita scheduler on top or inside of your website. So everything is there. But definitely, you will be able to do everything. By the way, whoever uses the scheduling widget, this will also be affected by the new look. So it will also look differently and will look a lot better.
Okay, so thank you for that. I'm just trying to scroll through the questions here real quick so we can hopefully try and do a couple of more just before we have to sign off. So someone is asking about time slots. Does it support time slots?
Alon?
Oh, it's a mole. It's a mole. It's someone from within vcita. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, the answer is totally yes. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Do you want to maybe explain what that means, just for the folks in the audience that may not be 100% sure what we mean by 4 time slots?
Someone will pay for that. Okay, so obviously we already now in vcita we have the option for the client to choose 3, not 4, 3 time slots, to suggest 3 time slots. This option is only available on desktop, not on mobile. We recommend that it will be for businesses that gives more flexibility for their client to choose whatever part of the day is more convenient for them. And this is an old feature that is also supported in the new scheduler. The 4 time slot is something that we are waiting for. We are waiting for this year.
Awesome. Thanks for that. And we'll have to find out if that was a real question coming from the audience or perhaps a trick question coming from.
Yeah, they tricked us, Rachel.
Okay, this is a good question. And if I may take one, will the new design include packages? So let me tell you something, folks. We are 100% aware that packages and add-ons are features that are in high And we know that many of you have been requesting this. We've had multiple conversations about this on our Facebook group, which once again, I will encourage you guys to join just in case you're not there. So it is now called VHub, vcita's user community. So go ahead and join that group because that's where the action is, guys. So back to packages. So look, at this point in time when we're releasing the new look for the schedule, it will not include packages. The feature is as we presented it today. So yeah, no, I wish I could say, yay, hidden surprise, but no, at this point, packages won't be part of the new scheduler. But what I can tell you, which is actually super exciting, is that we are, the team is working very hard on making this happen as soon as possible. So this is actually something that this is work in motion. You know, we know that this is a feature that has been requested. We are trying to prioritize it as much as possible. There was a post a while ago on our Facebook group posted by Itzik Levy, our CEO, where he explained that, you know, sometimes features are extremely complicated to develop and do it right. You know, we don't want to just throw something together and say, you know, oh, okay, here, guys, take your packages. We want to really think this through and make sure that we create something that is both useful and beneficial for all vcita users and, you know, and the customers that, you know, you that are our customers and your customers as well. So once this feature is ready to go live, what we will do is we will have another Facebook Live session, just like this one today, where we will walk you through the feature, we'll have a demo, and we'll collect questions. So yeah, hopefully coming very soon, not at this point. But thank you, that was an excellent question. We have some time to take just a couple more. So I see there's a question here about how I have 2 businesses. Is there a way to segment my clients and customers on one account? That's a good question. So, I mean, just off the top of my head here, I think, you know, if you're really kind of managing 2 completely separate operations, I feel like the best practice would be to have, I don't know the nature of your business, but I'm assuming, you know, that you would want to sort of create those 2 buckets of people separate from each other. So I feel like the best practice would be to have 2 separate accounts for your 2 separate businesses, just to make sure, you know, things don't get confused and you don't have customers kind of, you know, booking the wrong services or ending up on the wrong mailing lists.
And branding, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and I feel like
important.
If you would be using vcita for 2 different businesses, you would probably be missing out on a lot of the features like the branding features and your ability to put your logo in different places. You know, if it's just about separate, you know, kind of segmenting your customers, if it's, you know, just the one business, that can easily be done with tags. So you can just like tag a group of people and say, you know, oh, what we always recommend, and I see many of our users do this, is to sort of segment your customers by what they're interested in. So what type of services they're interested in. So like we had now, our demo was with a kind of like a Chinese medicine type of business. So, you know, if you have your acupuncture people and your massage people, you're able to sort of separate those groups. You know, you do want to maybe cross-sell them, sell the services, you know, in between, you know, kind of trying to get people to enjoy more of your services, not just the one. But if you did want to create the separation, you can tag, you know, these 2 groups and you know, send certain campaigns or email campaigns just to the massage people or just to the acupuncture people. But just repeating again that if you do have 2 businesses, I think the best practice would be to manage those businesses on separate accounts. But good question.
But technically, it's possible.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a question here about multiple seats. So this is someone that would like, in theory, to book multiple seats. They sell classes to their customers, and sometimes they send, so your customer would want to actually send multiple people, but they would want to do that like in one float, like sign up a couple of people all at once.
Yeah, so currently we don't have this ability. You cannot sign, you can only register yourself, but maybe we will add it in the future.
Yeah, look, guys, just again, we are, you know, we want to have a dialogue with our users. You know, as a company, our main values are actually just, you know, keep our ears open and understand, you know, we don't want to just, you know, do our own thing, develop our own features. We want to create value for your business. So we want to spend our, you know, developers' time working on features that are beneficial for you as a business. So if this is something that you are interested, first of all, just the fact that you brought it up here, you know, we will already make sure to take it to the team just so it's sort of like added to their feature wish list. And if this is something that other people are interested in as well, this is time to kind of let us know, and if you're interested in something else, you should let us know that too, because, we are here, we are listening. We want to kind of help you make the most of vcita. So if there are any features that you don't currently see within the platform, we would love to hear from you and just get a better understanding of what it is that you need. So this was, great question. Thank you so much.
Awesome question.
Yeah, we are running really short on time. So just again, I want to say, I see there's a whole lot of questions here that we didn't reach today, but we will make sure to follow up with you guys in person. So, if you could, what would be really helpful is if you could respond to your own question on Facebook and just give us your email address, the email address you use for your vcita account, just so we can reach you, via email and connect you, understand which, kind of connect the dots and understand what your account is and how we can help. So please just do that. Take that extra minute to share your email, and we will definitely follow up with you in person. Something else I wanted to let you guys know is that we, as I mentioned before, we're really interested in learning more about, you and your businesses and your use cases and how you would benefit most from vcita. So to do that, we're conducting these in-depth user interviews that will help us, better understand your needs and shape vcita accordingly. So if you want to help us shape the future of vcita, and you're happy to hop on a call with a very friendly member of our product team. As you can see, Noa is super lovely, and we have, other product managers at vcita that are friendly and eager to help. So if you're happy to hop on a call with one of these folks and share more information about your business and, how you see vcita kind of fitting into that bigger picture, please.
It helps a lot. It helps us not to only see features, but to see the person, to see what you need. It helps a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Your feedback really does go a very long way. So if you're interested in hopping on, helping us out, shape the future of vcita, hopping on a call with one of our product managers, please write, "I'm interested in an interview" in the comments area to this post, and please give us the email address that you use to log into your vcita account, because that's how we will find you and contact you. And if you're up for it, set up a friendly call. So I want to thank you guys so much again for joining us today. I'm sorry we didn't get to all the questions, but once again, do not worry. We will definitely follow up with you offline. And, we're here for you. As I mentioned before, we have our Facebook group where our users are more invited to kind of, have an open discussion. Lots of the folks that work at vcita are regularly, spending time looking at that news feed, checking out, if there's anything, we're there. We're happy to chat with you. We're happy to provide best practices. So please feel free to get in touch. And hopefully we'll see you next time. I mean, we're really excited to do these Facebook Lives. This is something that we would suggest you experimenting with too as a business, kind of just getting this chance to reach out to the people you work with, share updates about your business, or just share, your own knowledge and maybe give them some tips, especially now when your ability to meet them face-to-face is probably limited, depending again on where you live. So thanks again for joining us, and we will definitely
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Noa, for joining us. This was fun. Go get your massage, girl.
I have two. Remember? I heard it too.
Thanks again, folks. Take care. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.